The 49ers notched the first victory of the 2021 preseason with a 15-10 defeat of the Los Angeles Chargers on Sunday night at SoFi Stadium. The theme of the week was all about showing improvement from week one. Let's take a look at the answers to the 5 burning questions that I asked before the game to see who improved and who didn't. How will the quarterbacks look? I graded this as uneven. Jimmy Garoppolo only played one series for the second week in a row. That one series was Vintage Garoppolo, featuring a number of short throws to keep the sticks moving and getting the first offense down to the Chargers' 33-yard line. But facing 3rd and 11, Garoppolo would have Brandon Ayuk wide open over the middle for a first down, only to sail the ball high, and the receiver would be unable to hang on. The tip ball would then be intercepted by Chargers rookie quarterback Asante Samuel Jr. After that, Garoppolo would be done for the night, finishing 3 of 16 for 15 yards with 1 interception and 1 scramble for 10 yards. Trey Lance would have a bit of an uneven performance himself in this the second NFL game. The rookie would miss Deebo Samuel with an inaccurate throw to end his first drive of the game and throw an interception on his second. Things would then turn around for Lance late in the first half when he would lead the offense on a 6-play, 75-yard scoring drive in the final moments of the half, which would culminate in a 5-yard touchdown throw to Mohamed Sanu. The touchdown was set up by a beautiful deep throw from Lance to Trent Sherfield down the right sideline for a gain of 41 yards. On the second possession of the second half, Lance would once again lead the 49ers offense down the field. This time it would be a 10-play, 63-yard drive, which would feature a nice bootleg by Lance to pick up a first down, a good bootleg pass as well from Lance to Richie James, and it would end when Lance would drill the ball over the middle to Travis Benjamin, who would then take the ball into the end zone from there. Lance would finish his night 8 of 14 for 102 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. He would also add 8 yards on the ground. Nate Sudfeld would see his first action as a member of the 49ers in mop-up duty, completing 3 of his 5 attempts for 24 yards. Number 2. Will the pass blocking improve? This is yes, for sure. The 49ers pass blocking was much improved from a week ago. Trey Lance was sacked twice, but one of those was due to him holding the ball instead of running for a first down after breaking out of the pocket to his left. With rookie Aaron Banks out of the lineup, the 49ers juggled their second offensive line, moving Colt McKivitz to right guard and Senio Calamete to left guard. This change seemed to help the interior of the second unit hold up better in pass protection. The second sack of Lance came at the expense of 13 right tackle Corbin Kaufusi. He won't make the final roster, so it's odd that you'd have your future franchise quarterback out there with a guy like Kaufusi. Number 3. Will the running game get going? Yes again. After struggling to generate any movement up front last week, the San Francisco offensive line did a much better job against Los Angeles. Wayne Gallman and JaMychal Hasty would combine for 121 yards on 30 carries before the 49ers started to run the clock out at the end of the game. That average of 4 yards per carry was a big jump from a week ago. The biggest play of the game, in the running game, may have come on a play that was unnoticed by most. It was during Trey Lance's final drive of the night. Facing 1st and 20 after a penalty, Kyle Shanahan would call a draw to Wayne Gallman that would pick up 7 yards. This would get the offense back into a manageable situation for second down, and they'd ultimately finish the drive in the end zone. Can the 49ers figure out their kickoff return? That one's not so conclusive. Richie James was back for 3 kickoff returns, down 2 of them in the end zone, which was able to give the 49ers the ball to 25, which was what we talked about as far as being the goal, and that was a positive change. The negative, though, was that James gained only 18 yards the one time he attempted a return. That came on the free kick after Jordan Willis sacked Easton Stick in the end zone for a safety, and he didn't have the opportunity to down that one. Meanwhile, free agent acquisition Simba Walker showcased his talent as a returner for the second game in a row. On his lone opportunity, Webster would bring the ball out from the 2 yards deep in the end zone, all the way out to the 25. At least he gives the 49ers a threat in the return game. At this point, it's hard to see what value James brings to the team. He hasn't been good as a returner, and he has consistently dropped passes throughout camp. Last but not least, number 5. Can the 49ers secondary put up a repeat performance? Yes. Just like they did a week ago, the San Francisco secondary did an excellent job of containing the Chargers through the air, holding them to an average of only 4.1 yards per pass. The 49ers started all 3 of their rookie secondary players from the 2021 draft in this game. while Embry Thomas would give up a big completion, a deep one down the right sideline. Diamond Lenore had a solid pass breakup over the middle, and Talanoa Hufanga showed up strong in the run game for the second week in a row. Hufanga may have a shot at replacing Tavon Wilson at strong safety with the improvement that he has shown so far. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that the strong secondary play was greatly helped out by the ferocious pass rush that kept coming throughout the game. Against the Chargers, the San Francisco defense would register 5 sacks. Among those was the first for Samson Ebukam as a member of the 49ers when he chased down Easton Stick. The pass rush would put the first points on the board, actually, when Jordan Willis blew by the Chargers' right tackle to sack Stick in the end zone for a safety. The other sacks would come from Eric Armstead, safety Kai Nakua, and Contavious Street. Street being near the bottom of the depth chart for the final roster shows just how dominant the potential of this group is.